Good to be here. Pearson, you have to keep smiling based on the world's affairs. You don't know what's coming next. So this smile is my armor.
I like your armor for real. Now, today we want to look at the Barbados Estate Agents and Valuers Association. You know, a lot of people say that exists. So, your answer?
Yes, it sure does. At the end of the day, it's the body, the defining body of realtors, property managers, and valuers in Barbados. And the beauty is that there is a body of 126 individuals there waiting to serve you. The beauty of an association is that you have people who are accountable person. So you can feel comfortable. You don't have to just choose some fly-by-night agent or valuer that you've never heard of and hope for the best. When it comes to either selling or buying what will perhaps be the biggest asset in your life, you need somebody who knows what they're doing.
So we reach out then to the association. But then how do we break it down to the individual? The association is a body of 120 some people, but then it comes down to Agent Sharita. I've chosen Agent Sharita. How do I go about deciding that Agent Sharita is the one who I choose?
Well, what you can feel comfortable about is that every agent who is in the association, we are held to a certain level of standards. You can't just roll up in our association and not be, not be made to conform to a level of ethics and morals. You have to have a moral compass in what we do. Sometimes you're dealing with very big transactions in terms of, the financial aspect. So you need to be held accountable to what are good standards and good ways of doing business. And that's the beauty of the association. Not only do we have a body within the association that deals with, for example, ethics and so forth. You as a resident, if you have a grievance, you can bring it to the association, and whoever may have aggrieved you will be held accountable in front of a body of their peers, the Ethics and Discipline Committee, for example. We have a number of committees within the association that make sure that we execute our service to you, whether in property management, whether via valuations or real estate services, to the highest standard that we can.
So how do I verify that this particular agent is a member of the association or is accredited in some way for what the service they deliver?
Well, via two means. The association has a full-time administrative assistant that you can reach out and contact her at any time if you have any queries on, the best way to handle a situation. But furthermore, we have a website, BEAVA Inc., and BEAVA is spelled B-E-A-V-A Inc., I-N-C.com, where you can actually see a list of all the agents in the association. What's important to state is that we also deal with matters of education, training, and seminars. You want somebody that not only is reputable and being held to a high standard, but also that knows what they're talking about, that you can feel comfortable, that they have the knowledge to represent your best interest. So every year, Pearson, we are actually exposed to a number of modules to improve our knowledge about all that we do. And it could range from valuations 101, the importance of measurements in valuations, anti-money laundering issues. We know when a transaction might be looking funny and we know who to report it to. Let me see what else. We also have matters of, when it comes to those seminars, even property management issues, best practices, areas we should focus on when it comes to pricing, inter-agent connections, how to relate to one another when it comes to introducing a client and so forth. So we have all these seminars and modules all year long, ensuring that we are our best selves when you decide to hire us.
And that's important because not everyone is necessarily a real estate agent. Everyone believes, however, that they are a salesperson, and it's not the same thing.
Exactly. And the reality is, thanks to social media, somebody might say, but I sell my aunt's house, so I was an agent. You know what? Let me do it for somebody else. But then they run into trouble, But the beauty of the association is that we are inviting existing agents to come and get qualified and become a part of the association. And we know that due to these COVID times, things are tough. But to show you how much we want to have you on board and embrace you in what we do, up to the end of June of this year, we're giving a 15% discount to those agents who may not be in the association as yet. And to all those past members who are a little behind in their funds, we are going to consider waiving them for you if you get on board by the end of June.
Excellent. So by the end of June, we can have a waiver or we can have a discount, but just call the association BEAVA Inc. Now, I may be at the stage of entering retirement, and so I thought, you know what, let me just try my hand at real estate agent work. How do I get into the business in the first place?
Well, first of all, I think it's always good when you have an interest. When I first started, there were not that many agents. They were very tight-knit communities in terms of agencies.
Yes.
And the beauty of being on board now is that you can be a one-stop shop as I am, or you can be a larger brokerage with 14 to 15 agents. We do have guidelines as to how you become an agent, and some of that involves some study. For example, the Barbados Community College, I would have taken a real estate sales course. There's also a property management course, and the University of the West Indies also has a property management course as well. So we encourage the formal academic aspect of it initially, and then of course you are guided. If you are a salesperson right now, you know, you do it naturally, but you want to move up to being a broker where you handle transactions as your own person. That would employ, you would be required to work alongside someone who has been in the industry for some time, so that you gain that additional experience and ensure that your best practices are truly best practices.
Yes.
And then, of course, you come before the association, you present your case, and you're nominated by you're endorsed by your peers as well. And that's how you get involved